NFL. And our focus is on Anthony Walker. He's a centerpiece of this defense who is over the century mark in tackles. It's the Browns and the Jets on Thursday night.
Fun times in Cleveland ahead as we join you by the Lakeshore here at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Tonight, hard to believe, our final Thursday night game of the year, and we've got a good one in store as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Cleveland Browns.
Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come in riding high. Just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
From his end zone, here comes Jerome Ford. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And the Cleveland offense ready to go to work behind the 3-time Pro Bowler Deshaun Watson in his 2nd season now as a Brown, number 7 overall.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
First play from scrimmage, Watson going to throw it.
And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A good start offensively, 15 yards on the game's initial play.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. First carry for Nick Chubb. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
This defense for the Jets, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Well, he's got some breathing. Look at this. Middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
David Bell,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Browns will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team is going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of the team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week. We're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And David Bell closed things out with a touchdown catch.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Well, the Jets offense ready to take over, and they do so behind the now 40-year-old quarterback. He hit that milestone back on December the 2nd. Here is Aaron Rodgers.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
start on the ground. Hall.
And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17.
We're taking a look at Hall's numbers from a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Now a play fake. Rodgers.
He completes that to Garrett Wilson.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 27 yards there, a first down. On play action, it's Rodgers. Finds the open man, it's Mike Williams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 27.
A toss left side for Hall.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Breece Hall, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Boy, a lot of space outside the numbers there, and he's able to take that toss all the way to the end zone.
And that certainly felt like something they had studied on tape and wanted to test here early in the ball game. They thought they could get wide on these guys, and they thought it was worth taking a chance with this play call here in the first quarter. Definitely paid off in a big way.
Zerline good with a PAT, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Watson on first down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Cooper was the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
You talk about this Jets defense.
They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Jermaine Johnson.
He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be, trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the...
This is intercepted.
It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Jets will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance, as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now, to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers.
He's got this to Williams, complete.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now timeout is whistled, as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Running left, it's Hall.
Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
The Jets at 9-6 now. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And they were able to tough it out last week, a close one-score game. And those are the kind of wins that pull you together as a team, because everyone gains confidence, and they feel like they can continue to get better.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Now we've got a stoppage for an injured player, and that appears to be Garrett Wilson, who was shaken up on the play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down.
On play action, Rodgers.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation, because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Jets have taken the lead.
So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this 1st quarter, and he's got both of them.
But he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
This fielded right at the goal line.
Powering his way forward.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this 3rd drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
They give to Chubb out of the gun. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes. And
breaks the tackle, now Allen. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 58 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They run it again with Chubb. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's Watson. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Bell. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns are an extra point away from drawing level. Only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talk to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So the drive there took 6 plays. And David Bell closed things out with a touchdown catch. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series.
You look at the numbers on the year, up over 1,100 yards now, and the last drive had a touchdown as well. Everybody offensively just seems to be in cohesion, don't they?
They do, and when you look at this rushing total, and you know at the end of the year, that means gifts for the big guys up front. Offensive line, tight ends, they're going to get a nice little bonus from their big-time runner.
When did that become a thing, by the way, that the quarterback or running back gets gifts for the offensive line?
I don't know. I can't go back and pinpoint it, but it's a great tradition, and it rewards those guys because they don't really get the attention that they deserve. We rarely call their names. It's a nice way for them to end their season.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. A give running right is Hall. He'll take this to the 46.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Yeah, we saw that from up here, CD. A tug on the face mask and the flag comes out.
And we saw that last week they had some defensive miscues like that. And they told us that they had worked hard on it in practice and thought they had it all cleaned up. But obviously the message hasn't really sunk in.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On play action. Now Rodgers. Got a man. That's Lazard. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. Now he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets have moved out in front. So what a first half that he has had running the football. That now 3 touchdown runs.
And I would anticipate that when they get down in the red zone, he's going to get more chances as this game goes on. And I think that the guys blocking for him are going to ask for him to get more chances. They like the rhythm they've developed.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now Nick Chubb and the Browns get set for their next possession. So officially now a 1,000-yard campaign for him, but I don't think he's going to take his foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's one of those thoughts, though, that creeps into your mind because there is a little mini celebration over on the sidelines. Everybody, hey, job well done, over 1,000 already. But guaranteed, as you noted, someone's jumped in the huddle and said, a lot more to be done, guys. Let's not, would you say, take your foot off the pedal? Let's not do that right now. But there is that possibility as people can get self-satisfied. The greats do not. We'll find out what he's made of.
2nd and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They go up the middle with Chubb. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, I think it's back to the drawing board, or should I say in today's game, the Surface tablet after this drive. 3 plays, they go backwards. They will have like they've gotten something going right there, but they'll have to punt the football away to end this one.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And taken right at the 35. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets taking over again. Breece Hall making his way out with the offense. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. 48 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers.
his throw here is incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Now Rodgers. Looking left side, and it's complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On it's the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
In the late afternoon games, it'll be loud in Kansas City, that's for sure, as it'll be the Chiefs taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And lastly, we'll be tuned in on Sunday night for what should be a great one between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. We were treated to a solid first half out of the running back, Breece Hall. He was running with a purpose as he found the end zone 3 times in that first half. And that opposing defense had better come up with a scheme for slowing him down. Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. We've got a close game. The offense has played well, but right now they've got to keep their foot on the gas.
And that carries with it an extra bit of pressure, doesn't it? As much fun as they're having right now, they're locked in, really clicking on all cylinders. They also know that they ever miss a chance to put points on the board, they've actually put their team in jeopardy. And that's not how you want to play the game. It's supposed to be complementary football, offense, defense. But today, it's all offense for them.
Yeah, they've been playing with a sense of urgency. It's probably going to need to continue.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 8.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
This one finds Wilson downfield. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That goes for a gain of 31.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
A handoff for Hall.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It was Denzel Ward in from his corner spot there to take him down for the loss. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
They'll go again with Hall.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
54 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here is 3rd and 5. Now it's Rodgers. That is caught. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Hall on a give up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall, a 23-yard run. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going out wide, finds Chubb. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Watson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series. He has been a touchdown machine. It has been enjoyable to watch.
And the scoreboard continues to light up as a result of his efforts. He's been a blast, though. Every time you look up, you just figure if he's got the ball in his hands, he's going to end up in the end zone. It's been that kind of a game for him.
Absolutely. Now you just keep waiting for more. On the toss, it's Hall. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. Know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, 1st down. He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard. Maybe a touch less. Throwing now is Rodgers. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the...
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. So that drive, 4 plays.
And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
This taken in at the goal line. The Browns set to take over. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Watson's throw hauled in by Bell.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 22-yard line.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. On first down, Watson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 3rd and 4 now. Watson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
To the air yet again, Watson.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Watson. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
That incompletion brings us 1 step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
Back to throw, Watson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
On the end around, here comes Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Take him down at the 19-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
2 yards to go, second down. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
On play action, Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Jets are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Rodgers now to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Hey, 88.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson with his second touchdown of the night. And the Jets are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this fourth quarter lead. But Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease.
They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to points. Teams don't get those types of games very often, so when they do, many of them just want to take advantage of it to the last second.
Zerline good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken at the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Watson's throw taken in by Cooper here. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They go with Chubb on second down. And a powerful stiff arm. It frees him. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
The Browns on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, it's Watson. He finds his man complete. That's Ford. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now Watson. And he's got it. And he's across for a touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is down to 24. That time a 6-play drive. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jets have got it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down. Rodgers looking to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Zerline connects on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. From the 23, this is 2nd and 3. Watson now to throw. Right back to Njoku. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
And this is a situation where, as a head coach, you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play.
And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Jets are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
New York set to take the field. And it's looking all the more likely that a fifth straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Hall again on 2nd down. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Right now, you got 58.
Rodgers throwing here. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take over here up near the 40. The Cleveland offense ready to go. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is...
Oh, wide open, complete. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
And some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Jets.